We are live.
Raven, the GS. Sam, the legend behind the techie.
We just have to save it.
We are live. Guys, welcome back to another Cyber Nerd review, and today we have Justice League spoiler free. To my right is
Joe, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
And to my left,
Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
and me, Raven your GS. So, who wants to go first?
What are we doing right now? We're doing positives, negatives, general.
Let's start with the positives. I think that's the
Positives. I'll go first. Sorry for my demeanor, guys. I'm picking up. What I think was positive about this movie, yeah. Firstly, I liked the movie. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought the runtime was shorter than you're used to, but because of the shorter runtime, the movie is paced quite well. Like, you just go from thing to thing to thing to thing. There's no downtime. There's really no fluff in the movie, what I think is really good. I think the dynamic in the team is pretty good after a certain point. Like, in the beginning, everyone's in there, oh no, I don't want to be on the team. But after everyone gets over that, I think the dynamic in the team works very, very well. I would think there are standout performances for me from The Flash, easily. I liked the Cyborg character way more than I thought I would. And yeah, like I was entertained way more than I thought I was gonna be by this movie, and it was pretty fun and funny at times.
I have to agree with that. They jumped straight into the good stuff of the movie. There was not really any intros or anything like that, which I was like, okay, it's pretty good until a certain part, but we'll get to that part in a second. And yes, Cyborg. I was actually looking forward to The Flash and Aquaman, but Cyborg surprised me, and good performance from, what's the actor's name?
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher, thank you very much. And yeah, man, good things. Also, I liked the intro. I liked how the story came together from the past. I think that's something that was really well put together, and I mean, it was better than expected. So I'm gonna just leave it there and pass it on to you.
Well, yeah, I have to agree. Like, the characters, especially the main Justice League characters, they all kind of stand out. Like you guys, I agree with you guys on Cyborg. It had more heart than I thought he was gonna have, and I feel like his story was more fleshed out than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, he was a lot more of a standout character. Flash, we all know he's like the comic relief. We saw it from the trailers. There's a lot more of it in the movie, and yeah, he was kind of obviously Ezra Miller. Like, he's a good actor. You've seen his other movies, so like that was pretty decent. Wonder Woman, I still feel like she's still got it. Like, it's not like fell off from when she turned up in Batman vs Superman. Same thing when she had her own movie, and it still carries on into this movie as well.
I think she was slightly better in this movie.
So, okay.
I think so. There
you go. Then. So
action scenes, I think they were better. I think her character came a little bit more. I wouldn't say a lot, but I think it was just a bit more, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, is all the good stuff?
I mean,
Are we missing anything?
What I wanted to jump on was what Sam said. Sam said that he thought the Cyborg character had a little bit more heart than expected. I think that's only because in no trailers did he get any shine or any focus on it all.
True.
So you know what the other guys are gonna get, and that was one thing that caught me. Wonder Woman, I don't. I'm with Sam. Like, I feel like she's just done steady performances since the beginning. Like, they're not great, they're not bad, they're just okay. Like, she's just getting by. So that's cool with her. There was something else she said, but I can't remember. But another positive as well, the villain, yeah? Stephen Wolf is the villain of this movie. That is not a spoiler because
Everybody knows.
yeah, you see him in the trailer and stuff. I felt like first of all, he looked way better than I thought he was going to look, because he is a fully CGI character. He looks way better than I thought he was going to look. Also, his motivations, I thought he had good motivations. The way they set him up, I felt was good as well. And the conclusion of the movie, I think, is handled well also.
I have nothing else to add to that.
Alright. So, what? Negatives? Negatives, you can... Sam, you can go ahead.
Negative.
Negatives. For me, I feel like the movie was choppy at best. There was times where it felt like they wanted to show you this part and then we'll jump to another part and then jump to another part, and it just felt like it was all over the place at sometimes. I know they had to do reshoots and stuff, so I don't know if it affected it too much, but at the same time it felt like some scenes had a bit more to it, or they were just chopped and then you was just left to think what was going to happen there and they left you somewhere else. I also thought that the CGI was a bit botched at times. Even though it was good, Cyborg did look good, but in those times where it looked really, really weird. And I was like, ooh, didn't I notice that in, what's it called, post-production? Oh, that's really weird. And then the whole like atmosphere changing towards the end, you see it in the trailer and stuff. Some of that didn't look too great either. And I thought that was pretty strange, but
yeah, one of the things that was a major turn off for me was the visual as well, and that's got to do with Aquaman's his place. That's something that we've always wondered what was spoke about, and to me it's a fail. It's a fail how Atlantis is, and that's a big turn down for me. Another thing is how am I gonna put this if I give it this, but I always find this so difficult. But the change of the story, I guess, kind of didn't just slow down everything, and it was just very, very like shutting down. And I don't want to give much information, but introduction of certain things, certain characters was really like I think that could have been handled a lot better, and it didn't. So I'm really trying to think how I could give it to you guys, but I'm just gonna leave it if I say something that I regret. So
alright, I've actually have got something to say about the CGI thing. I don't think the CGI looked bad. I think if you look at the trailers, the movie looks just how it does in the trailers, and I don't think it looks bad. I just think they've gone for a very different kind of color palette and tone than the other DC movies. So maybe there's certain things that stand out more. Like, I know there's certain colors in certain people's uniforms that stand out way more than they used to. So, I mean, I don't want to give anything away either, but like, I do think that played a part in how the CG looked. And the whole thing with Atlantis, like I said, I don't think that Atlantis looked great, but I do have hope because they only showed us like a very small scene, and the Aquaman movie is getting directed and produced by a whole different team, so Atlantis could look nothing like this in the Aquaman movie. So there is that, but I did think that it didn't look great in this movie, and also the way they handled underwater speech I thought was a bit weird, but maybe that's just me being an Aquaman freak. But yeah. Any other things? Any
you know what, now I completely forgot, so I have to go back to good things.
Go ahead.
Alfred. He's still killing it. Like he's just, I don't know how he's doing this, but he's just got the right punchline, the right thing to say, He was just one of those guys that did his thing, and it was very, very entertaining. Just like, you know, a Batman v Superman, but he was out a lot more. He was more involved in this. It felt like he was more involved. So, yeah, that was another positive as well. Anything we're missing?
I got two negatives. One character, I'll probably leave it to the spoiler review, seemed really out of place. Like, there's some stuff he was doing. I was like, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't say that. I was like, that is so left field for that guy to do. But that bothered me quite a lot, actually. And then for me, Steppenwolf wasn't too much of a great villain, but he wasn't a bad villain at the same time. I felt like he was powerful, but that's about it. Like, obviously, like you said, that his reasons for doing what he wanted to do were like on point. I thought that was cool and everything, but at the same time, apart from that, there was nothing compelling about him. Like, he just wanted to get his goal and get it done, and that's about it. So he just showed up, wanted to get stuff done, and then be out. I was like, is that it? Is that what you're gonna do?
See, the reason I disagree with that is because the movie explains very blatantly. It says he is going to do this, this, and this because of this. Like, they explain it. So when it's happening, like you're saying, him being very like direct and not wasting any time and stuff, I was just like, I felt good that they explained why he's acting like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of doing what other villains do, play with their beard, monologue and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, I thought he was pretty good. Like I was actually surprised by how much I enjoyed him as a villain. Also, another thing that they do in every DC movie, or have done in every DC movie up until this point, is make the villain overpoweredly, crazily powered. Like, Zod was overpowered in Man of Steel, Ares was overpowered in Wonder Woman, Enchantress and the Fired, whatever they were in that movie, were overpowered. Steppenwolf, I felt, was at that point where it's like, he has enough power to give them problems, but he's not so powerful that we're like, I wonder how they're gonna beat him, because he's just, you know what I'm saying, destroying them at every turn. It wasn't like that. I felt like it was a good, fair battle. Doomsday as well was overpowered. I forgot to mention, but yeah, do you get what I'm saying? So I felt like Steppenwolf had that right amount of power, motive, and everything to bring the team together and for them to fight. So I was
old fashioned, but that's what I hate about movies, when the villain doesn't explain his own motives. Like, I hate when someone has to be like, this guy from this time had to do this and that, and someone has to explain on his behalf. I do like, obviously, like I said, it might be old fashioned, but I like it when the villain's like, this is why I want to do this. At this time, this is what happened to me. I'm going to come back, get revenge and whatever. So maybe for me, I was like, not that it's lazy, but...
we're going to disagree on this because...
Yeah, that's cool.
The reason I think we have to disagree on it is because the movie's called Justice League.
That's what I like about it.
And we want to know about the Justice League.
So
but then in the movie, I think the way it's explained, like his motives and everything he's done, it's explained in the best way. Like, because they use a story element that they used in Wonder Woman, the telling us about history and blah blah blah, while it's going on. Like, I felt like it just kept us moving. Like, I would have been pissed if it just cut to Steppenwolf sitting in a chair talking to a parademon. Oh, remember 5,000 years ago when I was blah 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 blah. Like, that would have, you know what I'm saying, I would have just been like, I would have checked out for that. But the way they did it, I thought was really good. But that's crazy.
I'm gonna add another positive. Sorry guys, it's like 3 AM in the morning and I'm just waking up. But one thing I think they progressed well was with the Amazons. Like, from Wonder Woman, I think their battle scenes were like really crappy, and they stepped up, and I really loved the way they pulled everything together in the island. So that's one positive. I was really surprised about that. And
you know why? There's no Patty Jenkins in this movie.
I didn't want to say it. Look, listen, I don't want to be saying things and then, you know, we get all the girls out there saying what was the word they called us?
Misogynistic was the word.
Yeah, and then saying all sorts of things. But yes, really pleased with that, especially since I'm a Wonder Woman fan. But yeah, anything else?
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, I didn't bring up any negatives. One of my actual negatives in the movie is the fighting scenes, the action scenes, for the most part. Mostly all of them, except for the ones that Steppenwolf are involved in. The fighting scenes with Steppenwolf, I think are really good. The Amazon scenes that you're talking about, I thought were terrible. The beginning scene, well, there's a Batman scene. The Batman's fighting in the movie, for the most part, I think is terrible. Especially when earlier on today we watched Batman vs Superman, and you see what he's doing. Obviously, he's not fighting the same level of fog, but there's certain things that I think should just translate. The aggression, the way he moves. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of things should stay, and I don't think they was in this movie at all. Can't really talk about the Flash fighting scenes because he doesn't really fight. He just runs and pushes people,
which is funny.
Cyborg's got some good weaponry, and he doesn't really do hand-to-hand combat either, but he looked good. But the hand-to-hand combat in this movie, for the most part, I just didn't think it was up to par with some of the things that DC have showed us beforehand, bar Wonder Woman, because the action scenes in that were garbage as well. And the slow-mo, like, I don't know. I think, do you know what? I don't know if the slow-mo in this movie is bad, or if now slow-mo is just a trigger for me because of all of the slow-mo they had in Wonder Woman. Like, every time I see Wonder Woman go into slow-mo, I'm like, oh my god, deflect the bullet already. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. But yeah, like, look, I think I really like this movie, you know. I do want to go watch it again, but it was way better than my expectations. I didn't have very high expectations, but I thought it was really good. They introduced some new things. There's some nice scenes in here that are gonna make you go like, oh my god, that's amazing. So yeah, man, I've really got no complaints, you know.
One thing that we picked up from the other day was that characters being used in a way that they're not supposed to. So one of the things that I liked is, like, Batman was used properly in certain situations. Like, he wasn't put in situations where he was out of character, and I was like, alright, cool, I guess you guys learned from last time.
I'm gonna disagree, and I think and I think Sam was already alluded to it as well.
Well, I don't know what scene you guys are talking about, but certain bits I was like, alright, cool, like, that was used properly. So
yeah, I think, well, no, we're talking, I know what Sam's talking about. Sam's talking about Batman. There's certain scenes that Batman says stuff or does stuff that,
like, that's not Batman. Especially from the Batmans we've been seeing already.
Yeah, for me, they were very cringeworthy because, you know, I'm a Batman connoisseur, and I'm like, I feel like I know what Batman would say or do in certain scenarios, and sometimes they used him for the comedy relief, but it was wrong.
Oh yeah.
They used him for comedy in the wrong way.
But I'm talking about battle scene wise, like, certain bits was like right for me.
No, I get what you're saying with that, but when it comes to Batman's comedy, his comedy is more of the what he says in the car, what's in the trailer. Oh, what's your superpower? I'm rich. Do you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Oh, how did you do that? I bought it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
weight around.
Yeah, that's his kind of humor.
Yeah.
Not the whole, oh, my leg hurts. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Or if he gets punched too hard, him saying ouch on the floor. Like, Batman,
don't do them things.
Yeah, Batman doesn't do that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, give that to the Flash. Give that to maybe Cyborg even a little bit. But I didn't like that. I hate when they do stuff like that, and I don't think it's a spoiler to bring it up because, I mean, we revealed nothing that happens in the movie, and people are gonna pick it out themselves anyway. So, final thoughts, Sam. Go ahead.
Final thoughts. It had some enjoyable bits. There's, I think, one thing you said about action scene. You really like bring it up, and I might know the reason why. Action scenes, they were enjoyable, and at the same time they were like, what the hell at most of the time as well. And you know, this is an action movie, so I was expecting a bit more, but hey ho, there you go. Story was alright, I guess. Villain was okay. For me, it was a bit meh. It was a meh for me.
Well, I went in with zero expectations. I got more than I expected, and again, it's a good movie, enjoyable. Although I did fall asleep for a second, so that could lose some points. But I will be going to watch it again tomorrow. But yeah, solid movie for me. I don't think, from what we've been getting, I think we took at least 2 steps forward, at least. So that's me. It's a good movie.
I think it's a really good movie. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's funny. I think it's one of the best from the DC cinematic universe, which isn't saying a lot, but is, because I think Man of Steel is like a 10 out of 10. So I think this is closer to Man of Steel than it is to Suicide Squad. So yeah, look, I definitely say go out and watch the movie, get it on Blu-ray. And I'm actually really excited to see the extended edition of this, and I hope they do an extended edition of this, because Man of Steel never got an extended edition, but I think it should have.
It was complete.
Yeah, but it was a complete movie, so I don't have no complaints. But with this movie, this is probably the best movie we've got from them since Man of Steel, and like you said, you feel like there's things missing. I'd like to see, like, the extended edition of this might push this from a good movie to me to a great movie. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would really like to see that, and I hope they do release one. But yeah, other than that, guys, look, have you seen Justice League? Are you going to see it? When are you going to see it? Let us know what you think. Write your comments in the section below. And after that, go down to patreon.com/thecybernerds and become part of the TCM fam. Help us bring you more videos every single day. And we need a new sofa. We just need to keep talking about the sofa until you guys have sympathy for us and get us a new one. So yeah, I'm Joe, one further Cybernerds.
And I'm Revenue GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
And this has been your Justice League review. Now guys, if you want a spoilers review, you know what you got to do. Go in the comment section below and write spoiler review, spoiler review, spoiler review. We want a spoiler review. See you on the next trailer reaction, review, whatever. Peace. We're out.